right, as we get our gardens ready for fall, Tanya here at Rural City Nursery has all the tips for us. Always great to see you.
Oh, thank you too. It's awesome to see you, and the weather is gorgeous.
Now we're getting away from that extreme heat, extreme humidity, which is nice. We're feeling a bit more of that cool breeze in the air, so it feels like fall's right around the corner.
I think it is, and really, to me, that means a few things. When we think about the fall garden, we're planting again, we're fertilizing again. We talked fertilizer a couple weeks ago. We talked planters last week. I couldn't resist it. We got some really cool stuff in.
It's beautiful, and I was going to say, like, the colors too just scream fall, and it's getting me really excited for the season. So
it's awesome.
What should we be doing now in terms of prepping our garden, really focusing on?
So if we're doing our planters, there's a couple things to think about. When we look at the mums, so whether it's the traditional garden mum that we've got, those ones are great. You got early season, mid-season, and late season. So that way you get a progression of flower color, really not any different than you would in your perennial garden.
Right.
When we think about fall planters too, I kind of like to include our friends and whatever wildlife we can, which is why I put these little guys up here. This is a blue salvia. I love.
It's beautiful.
Isn't that color gorgeous?
It is such a nice purple.
Little bit of a sweet scent. It's hard to tell, but I have a family of hummingbirds that have been feasting at this. Full family.
I love that.
They've been feasting for about 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Some of the other ones that are really good for your fall planter, and this is one I pulled. This is Swiss chard. So totally edible, which is awesome because now we can harvest out of our planters.
Right.
But if you've got kale, most greens, spinach, love the Swiss chard because what I like on this one is the colorful stems. Right, so again, for those of you that want a fall planter that's a little different, this is a neat option to do. And then, of course, the bulbs are here.
Yes, I know.
The bulbs are here. So we're going to talk through a few different kinds of bulbs.
Okay.
But before we do that, I want to talk about how a bulb actually produces a flower. One of the biggest questions we get very early in the spring is, my bulb has flowered, now we've got all these green leaves, I don't like the look of them, what do I do? And the simple answer is, we're not going to do anything. We're going to leave those green leaves up, because a bulb, now this is an onion, an onion is a bulb, so all I've done is just cut this straight down, right? So we've got the roots at the bottom, and you can see it, there's a growth tip at the top, and then it's got all of these layers on the side, and this is actually your leaf set.
Okay.
So in the springtime, when we get those daffodils and tulips up with the green leaves, don't cut the leaves off.
Keep them.
Yes. We can see in here the start of a flower. So there's enough energy in this bulb that it's going to push this flower up top. It's going to flower, and then the bulb's actually going to dry out. But that's okay, because it's got enough energy to push some leaves. And when those leaves are done, they're going to photosynthesize and put all the energy back into your bulb for flowers next year.
It's amazing how
pretty cool.
it can do, right?
It's pretty cool. So when we look at different kinds of bulbs, one of my favorite, well, okay, I have a lot of favorites.
So there's lots of favorites here.
These are all favorites. One of my special favorites are this stack. So this is actually a fall crocus, and fall crocus means just that. It blooms in the fall. So you plant these little darlings now, and they flower in about 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
For those of us that like saffron, there is actually a saffron crocus. You plant it in the fall, and yes, that's where saffron comes from.
That is so cool.
Pretty cool.
I didn't know that.
So that's our fall blooming set. When we look at the rest of the bulbs, and I've just pulled a selection, this gets us flowers from early spring, like really early spring, like end of March, through early to end of June.
Okay.
So when you are reading the package, you do need to just keep in mind, you've got very early spring, mid-spring, and late spring, right? So no different than your perennial garden. You want things to flower in succession.
Right.
So early spring are going to be things like the mini iris, the snow crocus. These ones are going to be up just as the snow disappears.
Those are beautiful.
Gorgeous. Now they're cute and tiny. They're only 4 inches, but this is one of the best plants for bees, for early bees.
Okay.
Right? So if you got a bee that's just woken up because he's woken up early, they love, love, love crocus. So get those in the ground.
Good for our pollinator friends.
Yes. For mid-spring, we've got some tulips. And one of my favorite tulips I pulled out is this one. This is called Canadian Celebration.
Beautiful colors.
So when we look at it, it's actually got that maple leaf in the center of the bloom.
If you look close, and it's right there.
It's in
now,
there.
Now that's all
it's
you
totally
can see.
in there, yeah. So this one, as a tulip, was actually gifted to Canada by the Netherlands as an anniversary for D-Day.
Very nice. That's a special one to put in your garden for sure.
We've got lots of daffodils. That's a mid-spring bloomer. So when we think about mid-spring, we're looking at generally middle of May. And then we've got some late spring. So that's the alliums. Now this is an ornamental onion, right? Related to this little guy, but at least this one's a little prettier.
Right.
So you're going to get those big ball-shaped flowers, and that's going to be mid-June or so. And then the awesome part is when we look at this collection, things like the alliums and the daffodils are deer-resistant and squirrel-resistant.
Okay. There
Gotta
we go.
remember that
Love
part.
that. Yes, keeping certain critters away.
Now, when we're talking critters, the very last thing, when you're planting crocuses or tulips or any of your bulbs, you're going to dig a hole, drop them in, point up, right? So growth tip up, roots down. If you do them that way, they'll figure it out, right? The growth tip will come out. But when you get them all planted, watered, do some hen manure on top.
Okay.
And this is something that rabbits, the squirrels, and the deer don't like. Rabbits are adorable. They're just adorable in other people's yards.
Further away, not nibbling on your greenery.
You got it.
All right, so yeah, lots of food for thought. Hope you don't quiz me on this. But
nope, not today.
Learning lots as always. Tanya, always great to see you. Thank you for the time.
We'll see you soon.